In ufology, the Pleiadians or Pleiadians are a race of extraterrestrial beings from the Pleiades, a cluster of stars in the constellation of Taurus. Those contacted with these beings describe them as harmonious, luminous beings and benefactors of humanity, long associated with spirituality and non-intervention. For ufology, the Pleiadians as a race are classified as Nordic beings, since they resemble this terrestrial racial typology by having blonde hair, light or white complexion, blue eyes and tall stature. These Nordics in turn are beings with humanoid characteristics. According to those contacted, some Pleiadians and members of other benevolent civilizations belong to the Council of Andromeda, which opposes the Orion Group and the Alpha Draconis Empire. This occurred after the Orion War. There are between 250 to 300 stars in the Pleiades, with over 250,000 planets. The brightest stars in the cluster are Alcyone, Celian, Electra, Atlas, Merope, Sterope 1 and 2, Tegeta 8, Maya 9, Pleione. The beings described by Billy Meyer would come from the planet Era belonging to the star of Tegeta. As a result of the bloody wars in the Lyra system, the Lyrans were forced to leave their solar system and colonize the galaxy in search of a new home. Soon the Lyran colonists would become Pleiadians when they settled in the Pleiades system. This system it is a cluster of 7 stars in the Taurus constellation. Since the beginning of the Lyran War, the Pleiadians stayed on Era learning from other benevolent races such as the Andromedans and Arcturians. Preston B. Nichols in his book Contact with the Pleiades, states that there are 3 groups of Pleiadians. Pleiadians Aryans, from which the term Aryan comes. They are philosophers, thinkers and dreamers. Some of them will never fight, under any circumstances. Pleiadians of Aldebaran are beings of action. They can also be reflective, but their orientation is to do things. They are like a middle point between the Aryan philosophers and the Pleiadian warriors. Pleiadians of Aldebaran. They are usually called the negative Pleiadians. They are the ones who contacted Hitler through Maria Orsic and induced him to protect and promote the Aryan race. They thought they were protecting their brothers, and it is known that they have sometimes taken their intentions to extreme points. According to Preston B. Nichols, although the Aldebaran beings are Pleiadian, they are closer to the Orion group. They do not religiously follow the non-interference code of the other Pleiadian groups and could come to this planet to rescue a Pleiadian belonging to either of the other 2 groups. In their aspects, they are humanoid beings very similar to humans, with only anatomical differences in the hands and ears. Traits similar to Nordic Scandinavian people, from Northern Europe. Well-formed body structure. Tight and shiny suits, old military or naval style. Approximate height between 1.90 and 2.10 meters. Long blonde hair and blue or golden eyes, larger than normal. Of male and female genders, although the appearance is androgynous. Their skin would be between pale white to a more caramel tone, sometimes they are blue. The inhabitants of the Pleiades are attractive to our eyes. They give a lot of importance to their appearance, beauty and sexuality. They are particularly tall, more than 2 meters tall, with big blue eyes and long fingers, while their legs are longer than ours, with 3 sections and 2 knees per leg. This characteristic gives them a peculiarity when walking. The color of their clothing is blue or light blue. They are simple in design and resemble those of ancient civilizations of humanity. Their mental abilities are very advanced. It seems as if they had a built-in computer. Within the Galactic Confederation, the Pleiadians are considered historians, curators of the Earth, or scientists. They also have computers consisting of amino acids, with which they can communicate mentally or verbally. They have the information from their computers inside crystals. They dedicate themselves to studying the art and science of the Earth. The Pleiadian ships used on Earth consist of flying discs 12 meters in diameter and cigar-shaped ships 400 meters long, administrative ships. To travel the galaxy they use 2 other types of motherships. The normal ones, exploration and scientific discoveries, are 8 kilometers long and have 700 disc ships, and the largest ships are up to 480 kilometers long with a capacity of 4,000 to 7,000 small ships. The age of manufacture of these ships is 1 million years, and their manufacture was carried out in specialized factories where scientists mentally manipulated intelligent liquid materials to mold the shape and finishes that they desired. The ships and computers themselves are living beings with intelligence and consciousness. They respond to mental commands from the crew. The Pleiadian motherships never land, they always remain within the limits of the planet's atmosphere. The elemental consciousness of their ships, quite apart from artificial intelligence, as well as that of their robots and computers, are formed by a collective mind that is molded to the way of thinking of their people and their culture. The boarding and disembarking of their ships, that is, when the pilots and crew enter and leave their ships, is done through teleportation, also called beaming. The ships teleport and disappear using time-space doors, then appear in another place in a few minutes, and finally they return to where they were respawning. It takes 1.5 minutes to enter its frequency and another 30 seconds to teleport. With this type of ships, the Pleiadians and Sirians monitor the state of evolution of the Earth, which they have been visiting since ancient times. The Andromedan ships are made of plasma and are invisible and indestructible, while other ships become invisible by raising their frequencies. Both ships have no inertia problems or problems with acceleration of hundreds of thousands of kilometers per hour. The lighting emitted by the ships is due to the energy fields that surround the ships, which also provide them with protection. The medium brightness gives them navigation and the lower brightness gives them propulsion. Thanks for watching the video. If you want to know more about Pleiadians, don't forget to subscribe to my channel.